Okay. So I started playing this earlier, and then I was meant to be trying to play more Demon's Souls, but I really like this, so I'm going to keep playing it. I think I've worked out how to get ending 1. I think I literally just go up to the, what's his face? Not Arbiter. Not Architect. Whatever his name is. Guy in charge. And bow him. With the golden bow. And then that'll create a paradox. So I'm not going to let her go, because that's ending 2.
You? Who are you? Did he send you? Do you know you're here? You have to help me escape. I'm Scintilla. I found a way out through the Gate of Horn, but it's locked. So I told him about it, and instead of helping me escape, he locked me out. He wants to keep us all here forever. Sentius, my adoptive father. Furies. Behind me, there's an aqueduct tunnel bringing water from outside the city, so it should lead us out. The only problem is it's barred by a... I'm going to take that. I'm done, Kev. There won't be enough time. What? It's no use. You'll never... You're making...
Just dump down. Oh. So yeah, there's 4 endings from looking at the achievements. I got ending 2, which is let her go and everyone else die. Then 3 and 4. Further on, but 1 obviously I've missed, which means I can essentially do it now. So I reckon if I just go up to not Scintilla, because that's the woman. I go up to the Magistrate? No, I can't remember. Chancellor? Too many words. Load. Magistrate, it is Magistrate.
We're finally alone. I assume you already know who I am. May I know your name? A curious name. I see you. We're always happy to welcome. Now, you're probably wondering why I said we have. Wait, if If I understand, I must have entrusted you with figuring out. Is that about? Ah, look, it's unfortunate. Now, I assume you. You mean Duilius? Releasing him is out of the question. Perhaps you're not aware he was caught. Look, I can see where you're going with this. You think me cruel. I assure you that it was not so long ago, during the Republic. The law here, we see to it that he has food, a privilege that would be taken away from all of us. The man has no self-discipline, poor comprehend. I will not jeopardize the lives of my people. Me? You know, you remind me of him. Al Wood.
Who's gonna?
The fellow who came through the portal before you. Come now. Shh. You see, but I'm surprised you hadn't noticed. He was a moralistic and because of that fatal flaw, I watched him come through the portal. And when he finally saw the next time I awoke, you showed up. But you've 5 weeks, and yet, because there's no escape. So, you discovered. Why? Isn't it obvious? And I have. And why would I agree to that? You and your understand that. I certainly hope not. In fact, I want it to go on. What are you going to do? Now, get out of. Don't be so foolish. If you kill me, we all die. And if I die, I won't be able to open the portal for you again, meaning you'll have created a paradox. You see,
awesome.
It was my actions that brought you to this point in time. So if you kill me, you'll stop me from doing so. And that means if I die, you'll be flung back to your... Now, get out of my...
The many shall suffer for the sins of the one.
Oh, Jesus. Oh.
What did you idiots do?
Oh dear.
Don't be so...
Yeah.
The many shall suffer for the sins of the one.
That's got to be ending 1, right? Really annoying, because I thought of that before it ending 2. I thought, I wonder what happens if I just stop him doing that. There we go. That's Al! So I'm just getting rid of my tea bag. What's Al got to say for himself?
Oh. Hi there. Gave me a bit of a fright. Thought I was in here alone. I'm Al. Well? Really? I was just reading an old tablet. It described an event about 2000 and murder. It said, apparently, as the citizens screamed. What? I'm sorry. Let me see. God, So you're saying, I guess, to let me die all over again. I can't see. It seems. A mistake? You murdered a man in cold blood, and now there's a city full of dead people. It's only a matter of time before we join them. I guess all those old Latin inscriptions were right. pro peccata unius multis dolabunt. The many shall suffer for the sins of the one.
There we go. That's one. Over 3 and 4. Chuka-chung.
That's quite an impressive bow you have there. Ave again. Did you find what you need? Well, I suppose we'd first need to figure out which god that is. And I'm afraid even I don't know. Although I have my suspicions. This might sound like a strange question, but please, humor me. Karen, you say? Old. I apologize. Have you spoken with... Good.
So I need to do that.
Now, come back to me once...
What is it, citizen? I don't see why not. Of course. All right.
Keeping an eye on things, Horatius?
As always, priestess.
Any news about Centilla, Navia, or Kabash?
No sign.
How much money have I got? Still not quite enough. Oh,
Well, we do have a newcomer. Strangely dressed fella.
yes, I can hear you. Try and find all the strangers.
Salve.
Okay.
Greetings and salutations.
Oh, shiny. Wonder how much one of these statues is worth on the outside.
Hello. My friend Hannibal, he said he gave me all I remember. Now, no, but you're going to... Oh. You're me.
Oh. I don't think there's anyone down there.
Salve again, friend. I went and... How is it possible that you've just arrived? You're toying with me, right? Wait, you're not kidding, are you? You're a bit like Sisyphus. Yeah, that's the one. Sisyphus was a Greek king a long time ago. For daring to think he could outsmart the gods, he was forced to push a great boulder up to the... forcing him to start Actually, now that I think about it, there are a bunch of old stories about Tantalus was made to grasp at fruit on a tree he could never quite reach. The Pleiades had to keep fetching water in a sieve. Oh, and Ixion was strapped to a wheel going round and round forever. But on the bright side, anyway, I don't know which god you meant, so I'll tell you what. I'll keep doing whatever I... Anytime. Now, I'm going to keep your secret. Oh, and if our conversations ever start to annoy you, just tell me you're busy. I know when I'm not wanted.
Oh, what a nice guy.
What are you doing here? Please leave.
Didn't really have a good look around the baths, besides the fact... Well, there must be more to see in here, then. No, no, no. What? Alrighty, I've spoken to her, I think. Ah. He's got a wife. Okay, see if we can find Malleus's wife then.
On your best behavior, I trust?
Thank you. Thank you. I am delighted and deeply honored to have been elected your magistrate. Thank you. Thank you. Deeply honored to elect you. And now, I make this solemn promise to you. Under my leadership, you will finally enjoy the freedom you deserve. And yes, anyway, no more shall you walk on, eggshells. Yes. No more shall you walk on eggshells, fearing simply to live and breathe because the tyrant Sintius told you it was forbidden. Yes, from my first act.
You're not supposed to be in here.
You're correct.
Talk. What business? My marital affair. Perhaps you're... You know, I met some time ago when he still cared. Now, addressing one's wife by the wrong name is not... I confronted him about it, and I let it go, eventually, and yet... But... To withdraw. Listen, I may not be You must think me quite mad. Domitius!
Oh.
Do I need to call Domitius?
The many shall suffer for the sins of the one.
Where's the way out? No way.
Salve, friend. Oh. Yulia. Poor bro. Alright, let me see. Stop. I'll go.
Fear is proof of a degenerate mind.
Thank you. Thank you. I am delighted and deeply honored to have been elected. Thank you. I'm delighted and deeply honored to be elected.
Convince her another way.
I'm not so... Talk. You know, now but... Oh, aren't you charming? It seems our interests are aligned. But first, I want you to bring me... Oh, don't look at me like that. I know this must be hard for you. Let me tell you something about him. After all I've done for him, counseling. He said it was for my own good, and that tonight, at his victory party. I am so... Thank you. Now, perhaps you...
What?
He's... Oh no. Give me that immediately. What? No. It was a lie of a mission. You were planning... I curse you. This is outrageous.
Okay, save the suicide guy then. It's about there.
Thank you.
There.
Salve, friend. Welcome. All right.
I can't believe this is how it ends.
Oh no. No. No, 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 no. Orpheus, what are you doing?
That's the...
What?
Why do you think...
I know, please just think this.
I'm sorry, but...
Please, help him. Thank you.
You know? Well, you don't understand. It's too late for that. If I backed out now... Oh, really? But we're still in debt bondage to that monster. Unless you happen to have 2,000 and up.
Yep, have it.
Wait. So, I guess you'd want me to work... You'd do that for us? It seems today... Thank you, friend. Thank you. I'll go and pay off. I just wish there was some way I could repay. I'll go and take care of things with Malleolus and tell Yulia the good news. Thanks again.
Can't afford to do that every time though.
What you did was extraordinary. Here, in this place, the magistrate has me earning my keep. I used to live in a lovely villa on the banks of the Tiber, but long hours of menial labor for the good of the community. Oh, much the same way as many of the others. When the fires came to Rome, 7 months ago, my family and I fled. We were among the fortunate ones with enough coins. A scuffle broke out, and I woke up by the river. If you like. Here, in this place, the if you... Ah.
Yes, yes, whisper, whisper, whisper.
That's quite an impressive bow you have there. Just like
Domitius doesn't usually let anyone in here without a hefty tribute, so you must have been
Oh,
desperate
why
to
isn't
see
it
me.
turned itself off?
Well, What do you want? My name is Marcus. You mean? And I'm hardly the only person with the condition. I like to think it is simply the way the gods have chosen. Well, I am not suffering from any... That's quite...
What's the letter?
I'm Malleolus, and if it wasn't for this interruption, I'd be practicing... I'm glad you asked. I'll find... These good people have suffered long enough. By declaring... Wait. Not... You mean that book next to a golden statue in the theater? Surely, you're not one of those people who believe... I disagree. I'll be... True? Why would... I suppose... So... Oh, so... Fine.
Oh, I didn't have to spend the money.
I'll have Domitius notify the priestess of my withdrawal. There, you got what you wanted. Yes, sir. I've made a decision to release Julia and Ulpius and withdraw from the election. I want you to go and inform...
Ah, a fellow traveler. Greetings. I'm Georgie. My friend, your what? My story? A good question. I remember I had just been to Rome to sell an extraordinary selection of wealth. I rented a prestigious villa by the... and we began making our way through some... Now, I have had visions and awoken in strange... This time, I remember people screaming, then falling into... When I regained my faculties, I was lying... Indeed. In any case, it seems I went to find firewood for his campfire, stumbled across a cave, and... Anything
Oh, so the same thing happened to everyone.
Sendius, I suppose. Nothing. I hope that our...
Ah, a new face. I hear... Well, I'm an help out with repair, but you probably don't... Well, help out, but... You mean the Great given the way it's positioned so prominently? Unfortunately, so you see, usually a temple is dedicated to a particular god. There's an obelisk out the front, which probably used to bear the name of this unknown. And of course we can't get inside because it's locked, so we're all left wondering. Unless somebody figures... Of course.
Oh, so didn't I get like a Pluto nameplate at some point?
Salve and well. There's not much to tell. I suppose it all started about 8 months ago. My pa had just arranged a husband for me. A fisherman. I spent the next week in bed. In the end, but after about a day in a carriage, I remember closing my eyes for a bit. I suppose the driver took off with his fee and left me for dead. Anyway, I went searching for help. All right.
Citizen.
Citizen.
A new face. Ave, and may Vesta watch over you. I'm Interesting. I'm not sure. Yes, I understand. What else? There are. Keep asking people how Livia's fate. Well, Malleolus has withdrawn for some unknown reason. So unless, why do you? Oh, what a good idea! All of the male citizens who are willing. Well, but if it's any consolation, by using whatever. Certain. Come back to me.
What now? Her name's Demetia. What? You want to see me Whatever.
What is it, citizen? I'm a legionary of the First. I act as the magistrate's right-hand man, keeping an eye on his daughters. I'm from Liguria, up north originally. Oh, not anymore. She's probably... My commander sent me to deliver a message to Rome. That's when the crowd started flooding through the streets, shouting fire. Then some Genetricum fugitive tried to take advantage of the chaos and pinch my pendant. Blacked out and woke up near here. Not that it's any of your business. Alright?
Oh, another one fresh out of the bards. Ugh, I wish Horatius would stop letting barbarians. I'm Sentia, eldest daughter of the magistrate. But what are you doing in... Really? I'd never have noticed, what with your... Now, remind me. I'm Sentia. What are you doing?
Lovely.
I thought I told you to get out.
Fair enough.
All weapons are to be tossed into the chasm.
Shalom. You mean where am I from and all that? But when I was a child, I moved to Rome with my family, Romanized my name and spent That's where I was when the fires broke out. Every road leading out of Rome was in several hours down the Appian Way. I can only assume they got the better of me because the next thing... It's strange though, because You're right. I always just assumed the river carried me. Sentius, I suppose. Galerius, the farmer. All right, friend.
Salve again, friend. How is it possible? Sisyphus, Oh. Now, I'm going to keep your seat. Oh, and if our conversation... I saw you slide down that rope before, and... Strange. Oh, of course. Anyway, I'm sorry to ask, but well, I've been trying to get this rare... It's too steep to climb, so I hung a rope. Do you think you could use... Oh, thank you. It would... All right. See you...
Let's go. I need to do it from up there, do I? Round and round and round we go. Yeah. I basically need to hit jump so to go on it. Oh dear. Ask her her story while I'm passing.
Just as the oath, but it does. The bloodlet, some that help me. It is better for you if you. It is better for you. The new.
Oh, it's starting to wind me up. Wow. Just tell me to do this. Out too far. Enough. Oh dear. Good thing no one watches these streams, really, isn't it? Just see a man in his mid-30s running around a little loop, going on a zipline and missing a flower. Oh. Oh, get back. I did it! Oh! Got it, got it, got it, got it. Oh, thank God for that. If I have to get that every run.
Salve again? No. Brilliant! You did it! Well done! This is going to make her so happy. Equitia, I mean, what I really want to do is walk up to her, give her the flower, but on the other hand, I can't. You mean, you see, Equitia is a Vestal priestess, meaning she's taken a vow of chastity. Even if she was just suspected of being unchaste, it could lead to her execution. But at the same time, she's just so... I don't know what to do. Now that I hear you say that out loud, what I need is a go-between. Someone... What do you say? Wonderful! Now, all I need you to do is give her the flower and tell her it's from a secret and... Thank you. Come...
Oh, Galerius.
Ave again. And did you know? That's true. What else? Keep up Livia's. Oh, how lovely. It just... I see. Of course That man is a wonderful human being. But he is the least subtle. Plus, he's been trying for weeks to get his hands on this flower. He'd just stand there each morning, looking at the flower. Tell that adorable oaf that my Vestal's vow of chastity ends once I turn 36. So, if we ever make it out of here, and he does, then... I hope so. Come back to me once you've acquainted...
This is the most important quest line. What golden rule? Galerius Equitus.
Fortune smile on you, brother. Salve again? No. Well, I'm a farmer. Always have been. I grew up in a small village in Britannia, Camulodunum, with my parents and 2 little sisters. One day, when I was about 20, my father and I were in the... My father told me to run into the house for his act, but by the time I got back, my mother died of a broken heart soon after. More raiding started before too long. We'd come out one night, when my sisters and I had nothing left. I got my father's old axe, pulled the door open, but there were more of them. I never saw how many. My home was reduced to ash. My sister... Yeah, well, I wasn't the only one this happened to. It wasn't long before Boudica. Unfortunately, there were just too many of them. And those of us who survived, I spent a few years working for my new master. Learning, tried to escape a couple of times. I'd probably still be there too, if it wasn't for the stamp. Everybody was running down toward the... I got swept up. The next thing I knew, some stranger was dragged... That's what I thought too. See, I finally had my own farming. Until Sentius the Decurion demanded I hand over all my produce. It's for the good of us all, he says. He even told me if I refuse his demands, I'll break the golden rule. So, it turns out our dear old magistrate is no better than the Legion thugs who took everything from... But don't you worry. Nemesis is waiting. Forget I said that last... Thanks, friend. Anyway, that's enough of me rambling. I've bounced the idea around once or twice, mainly as a way of getting... But from what I hear, Malleolus says, maybe that's not such a bad thing. I mean, he talks a lot about freedom, so I'm hoping if he's elected... He did? Oh, that was... I'll let Equit... Thanks. Venus, that is the best news I've ever heard in my life. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. You have no idea how happy you've made me. I wish there was something I could do to thank you properly, but I don't have much to offer you. All I can do is tell you where there's a secret stash of coins you might be interested in. In the rock tunnel, near the stairs, there's a little doorway set into the rock. Inside, if you look carefully, you can see a chest. Unfortunately, one of those golden huntress stuff. If you can figure out how to get past it, all right.
I don't really need money anymore, I don't think.
Feeling all right? Sure. Do you really want to know? I mean, if somebody poisoned her... Gladly. I'm Lucretia, and I'm tired and out of my... My husband and I moved to Rome from Caesarea. I would have divorced him and demanded the return of my dowry, but so I waited for the right as he prepared to evacuate our villa. I could barely see for the smoke. The next thing I remember... It's all right. Say, and while there's... Gladly. I'm Lucretia. I'm...
Sorry, Lucretia, I do care, but...
That's...
Where's that priestess? Yeah, I'm working on it. Ah, there you are.
Ave again. And did you... Yes, I suppose that could be... It's as I feared. I think... Let me ask you this. And did... I see. Because I've seen her before. There's something I think you should... But don't follow too closely. We can't have people...
I should have got chocolate before we sat down.
Salve.
Salve?
You're here. Here. Look down at the bottom of the bar. If only we could see. Oh, what a marvelous lamp. But do you see it? Somebody waking up by a river in a forest to find a hooded figure with a... It's just as you described it. Only your pronunciation is a little off. The name you heard wasn't... It was C-H-A-R-O-N. As in Charon, the ferryman of Charon, who, in exchange for the right coin, helps...
When I dragged you out of the river, I thought you were never gonna wake up. I checked your pockets
So we
for
all
ID,
dead?
but all I found was some loose change. Feels like I've spent my whole life in a dead-end job with an endless commute. Sorry if I sounded cagey, it's just that I don't always get the best reactions when I introduce myself. My name's Karen.
There are a bunch of old stories about the gods punishing people by making them do the same futile task over and over. But on the bright side, at least you're not stuck in the underworld like they
Yes,
all
I
are.
am.
I'm so sorry, my friend. I'm afraid so. All these people whose last memory was running from... It seems none of them escaped with their life. It also tells us that the Golden Rule is the work of... I know it's a lot to take in, and you look as if you have questions, so... Good question. Let's see. But that never made any In our case, it seems Charon didn't... So, maybe there's something special. That was my first thought too. But it was also possible for the living to reach it without dying. Now that we know where we are, we have to figure out what to do about it. We don't have much to go on. Hercules, the demigod and son of Jupiter. Orpheus, a Thracian poet. Sisyphus. Hercules was able to lead. Sisyphus and Orpheus both relied on their wits instead. They persuaded the goddess of the underworld, Proserpine, and finally, Aeneas was able to... So it seems you have two options. To confront the god of the underworld... It's a reasonable question, but the problem... And even if you could build a ladder big enough, just trying it would break. All Romans try to avoid saying it. You may refer to him as Pluto, if you wish, but you'll only be... Shh! That option would be the boldest, but also the only way to learn the truth about... As I said, Hercules managed to overpower... Are you telling me that I won't pretend to understand exact... So, if you want to who knows? Perhaps you... But first, you'd need an audience with you-know-who, and for... The problem is, I suspect the answer lies in the desecrated It looks as though somebody, or a series of some... If you could recover and replace all four of... It's the towering stone monument with... You'll find them all over Rome. But however, this one is unusual. That means you'll need to recover 4 different I don't know. But perhaps you should begin... Perhaps Kabash, our Egyptian resident. But I did hear Aurelia is peddling rumors. I'm afraid you're on your own. As I mentioned, both Orpheus and Sisyphus... The problem is, those are the stories of a poet, a self-aggrandizing... First, Proserpina, it's said, the god of the underworld. If the stories... The problem is, leaving that aside for a moment, there is also... Truly? And you're... Then again, I suppose you were worried I'd think you were as... Can you tell me more? Fascinating. Perhaps she's a If she has indeed been abducted, tell me, has she told... Truly? Ah, I see. But unfortunately, I'm afraid... Alright.
Go.
I would suggest not discussing this with anyone. The
I'm gonna
best
get some
we can
chocolate.
do for them is to let them remain oblivious for as long as possible. As for Livia, it seems she's been shouldering the weight of this terrible secret all this time. Perhaps it would comfort her to know she's not alone.
Joys of Christmas. Haha.
In any case, time is of the essence, so you'd best begin. May Fortuna guide you, although you may not need her with Proserpina on your side.
A bit of fruit in it. Right, let's go. Oh.
You, Sisyphus, attack all just as the ocean accepts the rivers of all the world. So this place accepts all the souls, but it does not notice the crowds that come. Say it. Speak its name. Then it is true. I was right. I thought I saw it, but when the rest of them, I had to tell myself it was true over and over again. I must apologize if my words seem cryptic. I'd found comfort in reciting the metamorphoses. He gives such an uncanny description of this place. I will do my best to There is a downward path, gloomy with fatal yew trees. It leads through dumb silence to the infernal regions. The sluggish Styx exhales vapor, and by that way, the shadows of the newly dead descend, entombed with full rites, and the ghosts of those, at last, given proper burial. The wide, thorny waste is cold and pallid, and the newly arrived shades are ignorant of the road that leads to the Stygian city. Where black as the ocean accepts the rivers of all the world, so this place. There the bloodless shadows wander without. Others follow their trades, imitating. I hope I have. And now we share a secret. It's as if you've lifted a great burden from my shoulders. Thank you, friend.
Where am I going next? Georgius, here I come.
Greetings and salutations. Hello again, my sartorial friend. What is on your mind? And in a city full of Romans, you are asking me? My name is Georgios, yes. But the Romans, they do not care. They hear me say Georgios, and they think, ah, he must mean Georgius. Good Roman name. They do this all the time. They see us worshipping Zeus, they copy us, but call him Jupiter. They take Hades, and I am flattered that they copy our ideas, but why must they change the name? At first, I pull my hair out. After a while, I give up, and I become Georgius the Roman. But my point is this. If you want to know who stole the plague you seek was pilfered from a collection of old Greek relics. He cannot help it. And besides, it makes him happy. So I say, let him keep it. I believe he still has it with him in his... I
Oh,
hope
so
that
I need to get him out. Means I need to get Thingamabob elected.
Arve again. Did you find what you need? It must be completed by dusk, just the same as any. It'll be between set. Why do you? As I said, I'm planning to hold it. Well, I. Yes. Very well. Citizens, it is time. Let us meet to elect our magistrate.
There's 4 people that get a vote. Oh, I was going to say.
Citizens, we have a quorate body of voters gathered here to elect the city's magistrate. The candidates are Sextus Sentius Imperiosus and late nominee Gallus Galerius Helva. Marcus Malleolus Gurges withdrew his candidacy earlier today. As agreed, we shall dispense with ballots and candidates will abstain from voting. Let's make this quick. As I say your name, call your vote. I'll start with you, Horatius.
Sentius, of course.
Georgius.
Galerius. He saved the life of my dear friend Fabia.
Dacius.
Sentius.
Virgil.
The man who put a stop to the threats I've been receiving. Galerius.
Ulpius.
Galerius, the man who saved my life.
Rufius.
The man who treated my rheumatism. Galerius.
Citizens, you have made your decision. Your new magistrate is Gallus Galerius Helva.
What?
It has been decided. Magistrate Galerius, would you like to make a brief address?
I just want to say, this isn't something I ever wanted. Now that you put your trust in me, I'm going to do everything I can not to let you down. I'll need some time to put together a list of the changes I want to make around here. But I promise you, there will be changes. My first order is that Dooley is to be freed. Horatius, release him from his cell immediately. Please. Wait, do I need to say please? I suppose not. That's it. You can all get on with your day. Nothing else to see here.
Huzzah!
Fortune smiles on you today, Julius. Magistrate Galerius here has ordered your release.
You're going to let me out of here?
I'm sorry it took so long, my friend. And it wouldn't have happened at all if it wasn't for a newcomer. So be sure to offer your thanks when you can.
I will. I will. Thank you, Galerius.
There's a whole bar of fruit nut gone.
So happy.
I'd love to stay and chat, but I've got a lot of work ahead of me. Why don't you go to the baths? Then tell Georgius I said you could have some new clothes. Then I want you to go home and rest. I'll speak with you soon, Dooley.
Oh, thank you. You can have my and maybe you can. My friend Hannibal used to look after me.
Don't
But
you just love
before that,
springtime?
he gave me a key to the cisterns. Please help me find it. Oh, thank you. I hope you find it.
Oh, look, maybe it is treasure.
I could see it for myself. So pretty.
And it's just lying out here in the open. Maybe it wants it.
I know what's up there.
The many shall suffer for the sins of the one.
Wherever you are, Scintilla, my love, I'm sorry.
Doodly 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 doodly.
Salve, friend. Oh, sounds... Yulia. Poor... All right. What? I'll go.
You, Tantalus, cannot catch the drops of...
Greetings and salutations.
Oh, he sent it there.
Salve, friend.
Salve. Oh. Bit too far, maybe. I'm still good, I'm still good.
Cerberus lifts his triple head and lets out his threefold braying.
Livia, would you stop muttering like Medea over a cauldron? You'll scare away my customers.
They follow their trades, imitating their previous lives, but they are ignorant.
This again. You're in a world of your own, aren't you? Ah, you're here. And, I hope I'm not there's a light in you. Ugh, coming on a... I take back what... Let's just forget that ever happened. Not for a few weeks now. Last time I saw him, I remember because they kept looking out. The one word I kept hearing was... Certainly. Have you met Livia? Now, she just Whatever you like. All right.
Up to the forum.
A fellow traveler. Greetings. I'm Georgius. My friend. I knew this day would come. Please, let us leave. Very well. But the magistrate, for several months now, I have been sneaking. Each day, I leave offerings of food, in the hope that we may have... The offering it is, so I ask. Stranger still. Once I sat in front of my shop like... Nothing! Nobody entered. When I told my friend Kabash of this at the tavern, I do not think you should pursue this, my friend, but you do not strike me as a kind of...
I mean, that wasn't even particularly well hidden, really, was it?
Come and join me by the fire. Welcome, welcome. It's a sincere... Tell me. Ah, Kabash, I will tell you everything I know. But first, the one thing I long for above all else before... Let us find out with this simple question. Excellent. I see you are in... Now, will you join me? Wonderful. Would you say you know the difference? You are an overthinker too. But if you struggle with right and wrong normally, then down here with the Golden Rule, surely you're... Well, that's reassuring. You see, out there in the world, being uncertain about right and wrong was acceptable. So we would tell lies and bend rules and turn... But under the Golden Rule, morality... So to navigate this maze, we would have to be certain. So let me ask you this. Is there one system of morality which is always perfectly correct, which you could follow in Let me get. Ah, so you think of all the thousands of... And that's a credit to you. It is the mark of... My point is this. I don't think anyone alive truly knows any hard and fast. If there is one thing I have observed about rules, it is that virtuous people do not need them, and evil people will always find a way around them. And so we must accept our limitations, and the sad truth, in mathematics we would call it an asymptote, a line that can be approached, because the only way to create a utopia is with the ever-present this and no other is the root from which a tyrant and life under... I'm glad. In any case, You mean, how did I end up living? I was a quarrelsome young man. Back then I used to enjoy verbally spark. It became heated. He drew a... I woke up on the banks of the Styx at a campfire opposite Karen. I settled in, made friends, and learned what I could. So I began looking for a place to hide underground. I returned to my friends above, persuaded them to join me, and... They're one and the same. The Rome... My generation was wiped out, turned to gold. Many... I think it's safest to assume that if I was to return... I fear that if you were to utter my name in the city, I'm afraid I am the only one. Some from malnutrition. It has been lonely. Before my Living in darkness is not without its challenges. The first challenge, and sometimes when there are Greek people living up above, the greater challenge is the isolation. So I like to imagine arguments where, like so many things in life, as you would. Ha! Did we not discuss it? You seek the plug. It is a cursed object. I will tell you, but you may find him... Very few know this, but before the Romans came to this city, it was once entirely Greek. When the Romans came, in typical fashion, thus the shrine of Persephone became... And when they found an obelisk bearing the name... And the city's dwindling Greek residents witnessing this compulsive Roman conquest, they gathered their art and valuables. However, there was one and even older... We had no idea, and as a result of their deaths, we extended the tunnel so far that we Suddenly it made sense why there was an out of place. You see, we proud Greeks had thought the Romans... But it turns out this game is... I think it is best you head through the... There are certain things... Take this... I enjoyed our...
I see. Damn mummies.
Stop! Do not come any closer. Who are you? I am Kabash. And let me guess. Another Greek or Roman come to loot and plunder the resting. To what end? That is... I was planning to... Here, take it.
Right?
Now. Indeed, I stumbled across a collection of dusty curiosities while searching for a place to hide from the hum. You may not, in fact, because it speaks a treacherous, blasphemous lie.
Oh.
I will tell you, but first, do you know what this place is? Indeed, and I see you know our history. This is the Duat. See what has become of it. I have been down as Egypt declined and the Greeks had their turn to flourish. When they found the obelisk bearing the name Osiris, even the ferryman of the dead, known to as if that desecration was not enough. My only solace is that the Greeks... It is inscribed with a script I do not recognize, but it is ancient. It would imply the god and that my people did to them. I sense a deception. You will never... This work of sacrilege... You are too late. It is done. You would plunge into the depth. If it were... I do not know. All I... Is everyone's... Good. Wait. You would plunge in...
Seems to be going up.
When I told you that you would not find a way back up, that was not a prediction.
Oh,
That
Kabash.
was a promise. You will die here. I disagree. I warned you. You have undermined and dishonored. Very well, I will listen. But why should I let you live after you... Then you admit it. Many of we prepared to have and yet did our priests steal and embellish the stories of an... I am not... Perhaps there... Very well. I will remain here for a while.
I'm clearly heading towards ending 4. What's ending 3?
You've returned. Good to see you again, friend. I enjoyed our chat.
Load.
Are they?
I hope you're coping.
No? Oh, going back in time. Or is it based on the... Let's be Cyrus. Let's be Nurgle. Ooh. I wasn't expecting it to shift quite that much. You fucking joking? Spaceship.
And here you are. Allow me to introduce myself. As you have already gathered, I've been known by many names. Nergal to the Sumerians, Osiris to the Egyptian, but the one constant through it all has been might. And I've been watching you with curiosity. And what is more, you carry a weapon that was never intended for mortals to wield. And you do it so that there will be time first, as a reward for undoing the desecration of my honor. My story is many thousands of years. It is a matter of perspective. Your ancestors revered me because to them, my knowledge and tech... But despite all that, my kin and I all adopted this form long ago. so that we might better understand and communicate with your kind. In time, we grew fond of the sensory delights. No. Long ago, I swore to Proserpina that I would remain in this form. This, like me, she has been known by many names. Ereshkigal, or perhaps you might know her as the... Your gaze lingers too long. That is my servant. You would have met by the river, the Kumutubal to the Sumerians. Her role is to ferry souls between... For that, she earned herself the infant... You will talk more later. For... As you will. It has come to be known simply. That is a long story. You see, long ago, my kin and I set out from our home on Elysium to search for other forms of life among the stars. We discovered your planet and witnessed your kind evolve. You all but destroyed yourselves, yet Proserpina saw raw potential and persuaded. So we revealed ourselves to your people in a place called Sumer. For a time you flourished, but soon you were too many for us to oversee. We had sown the seeds of dependency and confusion. My kin had seen enough and gave up on your kind. We began preparations to return to Elysium, but my Proserpina could not bear to abandon your kind without. She made an extraordinary sacrifice, and so she began her innocence. Horrified, I acted swiftly. I placed her in and then I pleaded with Proserpina's father, who the Romans called Jupiter. It was and is my hope that once there, but he refused. I did everything Humans were unworthy of ascension to Elysium. But seeing that I was aggrieved, he proposed a way. If even one human city could prove itself capable of living without sin for a single year, then Proserpina and all of humanity, my part would be to remain behind. Alas. And so my reward has been to languish here, enduring so that I might take her with me to Elysium. And here I am. There were also gods who, like me, had been known by our leader Jupiter. And of course, as the first wave of your kind arrived from Sumer, I had them build the entrance as a vertical shaft leading to baths. I watched wave after wave of Sumerians arrive, and as their civilization declined over the centuries, of course, believing themselves to be the superior. After another 1,000 years, they built upon the underworlds of their predecessors. To ensure the wager was fair, to this end I had my servant distribute 1,000 tokens fashioned from whoever died while in possession of one of them would be located by my servant in Ferry. As the tokens were discovered, later when they spread
bloody info dump.
They would come to be known as Charon. Some placed coins in the mouths of their dead, hoping they would awaken. In fact, almost all of the tokens are accounted for. Your kind will have squandered the last of its potential. It is a regrettable story. To be rid of him, I returned him to his people. But the erasure did not take complete. His tales were committed to writing, which came to be known as the Epic of... Later, the Egyptians would adapt Sumer's stories. Their Book of the Dead and Book of Gates bore. Then, when the Greeks began to arrive, they proved far more cunning. And in Assyria, a warrior named Heracles, 2 kings named Sisyphus, they each told embellished tales of it. And so from Sumer to Egypt, Greece to Rome. Of course. That is merely the name your people. That is a story dating back to the very first wave. Now this man was unmarried, and of all the women, 2 were particularly ambitious, their hair woven in elaborate fashion. The first draped herself in jewelry. Seeing this ostentatious display, she prayed aloud to any gods that would listen to cover her in gold. While the others indulged, she checked that nobody was watching. But I was watching. I took the golden bow left behind by Diana, and I left her to stand there. But that was not enough for the entire... So I had no choice but to wipe the slate. And to this day, each of them, and all who came after, line the halls of the... suspended in time with only their sight and... I've always considered that the cornerstone of no attempt to lay out rules like your Code of Hammurabi or your 12 Tables of the Roman Republic. This should come as no surprise to you. The Egyptians made a rudimentary attempt with do to the doer. The Greeks refined it with avoid. The Roman Stoics added, treat your inferior. As even the so-called cultists hiding among you often say, it is the simplest of concepts, and each one of you is born with the faculties required to apply it, yet none of the for you. Very well. Good. Only it has long been within my power. When I peer into you, I see only a blank slate. Charon, where did you...
I do not remember fair. If that is true.
How did you come to be in this time?
I don't know.
I do not know. My kin departed long ago. Tread light. Enough of this. Why have you come here? If you anger me, always... So, tell me, why should... That is a very serious accusation, mortal. I am well aware of the story. It is entirely unfair. It was an act of rebellion against the others. She knew accordingly. These people were all dead when my servant found them. I gave... Accordingly, every one of them, they failed collectively, and so they were punished. Ah, but I am a god, and you are a mortal. Let me ask you this. Do you ensure they have food and Of course not. My love for her does not mean where to begin, in which time we accumulate. It would be because that is the source. My kin. Make your point. Let me... If you're right, then it would follow that... How can I accept your argument? Wait. You have spoken eloquently, and yet... But that would mean Jupiter, Chrysopetes' father, who knew more about you. Perhaps, but if that was so... As difficult as this is to... I've been so fixated on taking my beloved to Elysium. In time, I began to despise your kind for making her believe that you could ever be better than you are. But my rage was not born of malice. Who knew this empathy of yours? This has gone on too long. But know this. If I abandon the way journey... I will have Charon make arrangements to ferry the others. Once this exodus begins, the events... What will become of you is difficult to predict. Now, farewell.
Pew. Wallop, ow.
Oh. hi there. Well? Oh, did that lady in the forest send you in here after me? I'm fairly certain you and I are the first people. Fortunately for us, the last person in here was a Roman man named... Apparently, there was a community of... They believed that if even one person sinned, then, one day, just as an oracle appeared, and told saving the life of preventing the freeing of foil, and so on. Meanwhile, the oracle and the doors just... Nobody knows what went on in there, but... Because the next thing he knew, the ground... Unfortunately, Galerius' account just... What became of him? And did this mysterious oracle single-handedly undo the curse that had... What? Anyway, I think I found a way out through the aqua...
Is that 3 or 4?
I'm gonna pause here for a moment and you go on it.
You're back! Oh, why don't you tell me?
Ah, I see. I thought you might. Well, now you know. I suppose you have questions. You can just call me Charon. I do not enjoy deceiving people. That most people find comfort. That you died of my rule as the servant of the god. Usually, when most souls ask yourself, as you wish, you were exploring an old tomb when you discovered a cache of... Unfortunately, as you emerged into... A nearby hiker saw the scuffle break out, and you both fought bravely. There was nothing you or... He died instantly at that man's name. You were each in possession of a sacred coin. It means there is nobody else to ferry here. Perhaps you have heard the tales of the Greeks. Well, along my order, it means there is no... I see no point in keeping you here. But I have to ask one thing. That you keep this to yourself.
Look! Here comes Al now! Al! It's so good to...
Kinda lost track of time in there. And there was a tablet describing an oracle.
Sounds like quite a story. You two look exhausted.
Sounds good to me.
And you?
Gonna be 4, right?
Hey, you made it. I read your book, and what the critics said about it. After everything you've been through, so after we got back to the real world, I started doing... I'm sorry I've been so cryptic. Why don't you head on down there?
Oh, hello.
Oh.
Finally here. Remember me? It's a crazy story. After you disappeared, he even gave us some coins to help us start our lives over. Only, anyway, I know we only ever had that one conversation. I wanted to say thanks. I know. I can't believe we're planning to get married next spring. Oh, I used Charon's gift to buy a farm in Umbria. It's hard work, but I sleep. Of course, there's a whole museum full of people with...
Hey.
Good evening.
Yay, I saved everyone.
There you are. Now, there's one more
Sorry if I frightened you. Just a little joke I've been saving. Allow me to introduce I am Proserpina, former goddess. I wanted to meet you in person. I hate to think what... I did. I may have given up my image after witnessing Pluto, so I tried to give them... So I whispered to Sentius in secret. I knew the danger of... I required... He quickly discovered that, of course, once I had taught him the prayer, I could not unteach him. We were all fortunate. And you. Oh, and one last thing. Good. Because they remember you. Well done, my friend. Of all the heroes who ever journeyed to the underworld and returned, none came close to achieving what you did. Hercules, Orpheus, Theseus, and Aeneas could be proud.
Oh. What's ending 3? I just have to Google it, to be fair. I really don't understand the difference, but okay.
What? I hate you.
Okay. Vicente.
The many shall suffer for the sins of the one.
Yeah. Let's do the time warp again.
Salve, friend. Oh, so Yulia. Oh no. Poor bird. All right, let me. I'll go.
Oh, actually, I think I did that wrong, didn't I? Let's see what else I can do. Dead. No. Can't even kill myself, right?
Some. Oh. Of course. Well, as much as Sentinel, if anyone knows for sure, it'll be her sister, Sentinel. Well, it's all right. All right. Ah, wait, no. All right.
Oh well. I'm not going to get the third one, I don't think, because I can't work it out. But thanks for watching if you did. Good night.